Is it live comment live? Please,
Yeah.
the volume now. Please, the volume.
Yes,
the volume.
yes.
Please, the volume. Yeah. They probably advise the people. Please, Leon, please.
It is.
Yeah, greetings, CN.
Yes.
Good to be back here with you.
Yeah.
I was off for a while working on this paper, but you know what's bothering me right now?
Yeah.
Education.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find it really tough to accept
Yeah.
that some people have to pay 40% VAT on
Yes,
education.
yes.
I remember I came up
Yes.
at a time when we had free education
Yes.
from nursery to university, right?
Yeah.
At QC, you know?
That's right.
So now I'm really bothered. That's the thing that's bothering me right now, of the fact that we've got to be paying VAT on education.
Okay.
Other than that, I like the whole idea
Yeah.
that a third force has emerged without any urging from a leader, so to
Yeah.
speak. Because what is happening with the parking meters
Yeah.
fiasco, it shows that Guyanese
That's right.
are uniting around an
Yes.
issue and no longer dealing with race and personalities. I think that's a healthy development for
Why
us.
do you want the parking meter now?
Well, the parking meter,
How does that affect the people?
in a serious way, in a very serious way.
Yes.
We are not really economically strapped
Yes.
to accept the cost
Yes.
of the present parking meter
Yes.
matrix. My position is this: because of the fact you've got to pay a penalty if you renege on that contract, drop the fee a little bit.
Yeah.
I'd
Why
say-
do you drop it at?
And I'd say a flat fee of $100. $100, man.
2 hours.
$100 a day.
But you have a car.
$100 a day. You
Yeah.
buy a ticket for
Yeah.
$100 and you could park free
Yeah.
for the whole day for that $100. Because somebody got to make 2-3 trips in the city.
Okay.
I'm serious because look, they've got 49 years lease. They can make enough money over the time. They want to get too rich too
Yeah.
fast.
Okay.
That's the bottom line.
Santi,
Yeah,
education.
yeah.
Let me hear about education.
Well, I agree
How
with-
you- parking meter affecting you?
No, first of all, with
Yeah.
education, I agree
Yeah.
with him that
Yeah.
the 14% VAT
Yeah.
should not be on,
Yeah.
on education.
Yeah.
It should not be on quite a few things, because what has happened, the cost of living has gone up. Every item you buy, from bottled water to where it's milk, tin powdered milk, it's gone up. Before you didn't pay any VAT on these items. So people have to live with that. Now with
Bhaskar, let
with
me-
the parking meter.
Yeah, let me get your
Well, Mr. Sharma, it's
Yeah.
always a great
Yeah.
pleasure to be here among stalwarts of this great country. The charm that this station has, and my son is joining with his colleagues
Yeah.
in London, England, who is doing his law degree and watching this program live. So the platform you have created over the years, sir,
Yeah.
it's a meaningful one. That's the reason we survived with equality for
Yeah.
35 years. And what I'm saying to you, we pay parking meters in Canada.
Right.
20 Canadian dollars if I want to see the Premier of Ontario. I go to the Parliament building, that is paid. But Canadians perhaps
have a,
can find a way to afford it.
Yeah.
they have a
I do
public
not know what are the
transportation
rates
system.
and the terms and conditions, but I believe the city must need to exist also. But it should be reasonably done, that it can be on really aligned said.
Painless
on- on-
extraction.
Bhaskar,
Painless
they have
extraction.
good public transportation system. You have subways, you have all of those things.
Metro.
Metro, you have buses. We don't have that. So there's no alternative, like in the developed
Mr.
countries.
Ram, what is your view of the parking?
Mr. Sharma, we
Yeah.
said it last week.
Yes.
And we have led
Yeah.
the protest movement, which
Yes.
he said was an independent movement. No political group or organization can claim that they are leading it. But this voice of the people who have called
But
in
the
here
voiceless.
consistently
Yes.
and protested,
Yes.
they have to take credit.
Yes.
The people who are calling, our supporters on this program, have to give credit, and particularly you, for allowing this to happen.
Yes.
You have led many protests. We've seen it over and over again, and this one is one of the highest form of protest. It's a democratic protest where the people were allowed, and those counter pickets were not there because the government took steps to let them know that this country, we are rebuilding the democratic process,
Yeah.
and people are allowed to express themselves.
That's a credit to the
without-
Yeah.
President.
Yeah.
Without
Yes.
fear, yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Granger and his cabinet must be credited
Excellent.
for allowing
Excellent.
freedom
Freedom of
to
speech.
express yourself, as is happening in the
Yes.
developed world, like what's happened in America,
Yeah.
happened in Canada,
Yeah.
and happened in England.
Yeah.
The point is, Mr. Sharma, we have said that the whole system needs to be reviewed.
Yeah.
From the very beginning, we said that.
Yeah.
Because it's a bad deal. Nobody goes into a deal, especially the city council to make a deal where you give
80%.
advantage 80%. Anybody, any government
Yes.
that goes into partnership, Mr. Sharma, takes 51%.
Okay.
That should be the demand, 51%. If they want to make money as they claim, and there are a clique of people who operate at the town hall, and that needs to be said.
Right.
The message was very clear to them
Right.
that we are not going to tolerate this type of behavior that we have seen over the past year under the PPP. It's not going to happen.
In Burnham's time, it was 51%. Minister
Burnham-
Jack emphasized.
Burnham would not allow
that's-
So 51%.
level-
Nice to remember that
Okay.
statement, yes.
Mr.
Bora-
Rama, please, excuse me, please let people know that please no name call on here.
Oh, yes, we're not allowed to
We're
insult
allowed
anyone.
anybody to attack
Yes.
anyone personally.
A person.
We
Yes,
can,
right.
we can talk about the issues involved.
I want to also
Yes,
point to a fact that
Yes.
if we're not careful,
Yeah.
could evolve similarly.
Yes.
Remember the Arab Spring?
yes,
In Tunisia, several years ago, when that vendor was prevented from doing his thing and then
Yes.
immolated himself, he
Yes.
set himself on fire.
In Egypt, in all
And
the other
that
countries.
triggered off the Arab Spring or the uprising in the Middle East. In Guyana, we have to be careful, you know, as serious representatives of the people, that we don't allow things to spiral out of hand because it could be hijacked
Yeah.
by Asian provocateurs, you know, people who would infiltrate the movement, the MAMPI, I call it MAMPI movement, MAPM, movement against parking meters, that it is not hijacked
Yeah.
by nefarious ones
Yeah.
and used for their own purposes.
Criminal elements, yes.
The Guyanese people are very
Yes.
intelligent. Don't
At
underestimate
times
them.
they could be intelligent, but there are
intelligent.
times we are ruled too much by emotion.
And they have come out peacefully and picketed and showed. People who have never been on a picket line came
Yeah,
out,
but-
which is unique.
So-
Because the thing affects
So what
everybody
system
across
do
the
they
board.
use to collect the money?
No, they,
What
they, had,
system?
they had no system. They had no. Look, we have said
I'm
it,
told that they're going and they,
Mr. Sharma, we have
Yes.
said it many times.
yes,
We said that the parking meter concept was
Illegal.
no, it's
Wait.
it's
Ill-conceived.
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 A parking meter, as you know in Canada, is a regulatory system, not a monetary system.
Okay.
And we need to be able to have that. And that's why I'm saying
yeah,
it is not, they didn't do this. A few people benefited from this.
And they should
not
not
the
go
city.
beyond phase one, because they don't go into residential areas
The
at
whole
all.
thing needs to be, look, in today's paper, City Council suspends clamping. What does that mean?
what do you mean with
50%
clamp? Clamp to what?
It doesn't tell
Clamp
you
what?
anything. So-
What do you want to clamp?
Well, when you know
Clamp
that,
the
you know they
tires.
were clamping
Oh,
on
they
the
clamp the
car.
tire, oh.
Yeah. But what does that mean? Because if you go
you
and
think
park,
about another clamp.
if you go and park, if you go and
Yes,
park there,
yes, yes,
you see the whole thing is ill-conceived.
Yes.
Because if you go and park there, you don't go and clamp a man because he's parked
Yes.
over the period.
Yes.
What you do, you give him
Grace
a ticket.
period.
No, you give him a ticket, and then if the car is left there for the whole day,
Guys-
then you can consider
Okay, okay.
clamping.
Let me share this what's
No,
happening
no,
in
no,
Toronto.
touch on basket newspaper.
What
Yeah,
they do,
yeah,
what they do over there,
Yeah,
and the mayor is working this now with
Yeah.
City Council in Canada,
Yeah.
where they're proposing a toll
Yeah.
for visitors coming from New York,
Okay.
because our dollar is a little below the value there,
Yeah.
so that the city makes money on the toll for people coming inside.
How the toll done?
What do you want, why touch on
But-
equality newspaper? Publish your equality newspaper. What do you want to touch on your?
Well, we are now enjoying 36 years, my Lord,
Yeah, yes.
through your grace over the
Yes,
years,
yes.
and we are surviving as the voice
Yes.
of the Guyanese community. It's all right for
Yes.
us.
So you have a dinner?
And we'll probably do that later at the new Chinese restaurant.
Yes.
At Providence?
We're surviving, Mr.
Yes,
Sharma. You
yes,
played an important
yes,
role in this.
yes.
And it has become the voice of the
The voice of the
Guyanese-
voiceless.
The voice of the voiceless.
Yes, yes.
To use your term. And we are
Yes,
doing well. Thank you very
yes,
much. Glad
yes.
to be, happy to be here among friends. And since you mentioned that, we are also
Yes.
filming the
Yes.
Matrimony celebrations.
Yes.
And His Excellency knows about that. You're lending support to it. Myself and Mr. Saul will be talking more about
What,
that.
What do you intend to achieve and doing this?
Well, the first one we did CN.
Yes.
So since 19,
Yes.
sorry, I'm saying 2002,
Yes.
during the days of Dr. Jagan,
Okay.
then President Roy,
Yes.
President Bara Jagdeo,
Yes.
now the President also featured
Oh.
in this one.
Yes.
But matrimony
Yes.
has become a household name for
Okay.
people overseas, and the government can use this as a conduit,
Okay.
as a way to reach the diaspora. That's where the wealth is.
Okay.
To bring them home, but the honey must be enough to attract the flies that we have scattered on the diaspora, and you take brilliant minds and programs like this
Oh,
to
yeah.
sell that word.
Okay.
One thing,
Yeah.
trial and error.
Yeah.
What this parking meter situation has
Yeah.
proven to us,
Yeah.
that there are certain things that have got to be gone through regardless and proven by trial and error what the faults are and remedy it. So in a sense, when you look at the parking meter situation,
Yes.
this had to happen.
Yes.
Because it was never tried before. So now we've gone through the teething processes.
Yeah.
The only thing is our leadership must accept the voice of the
Oh,
people.
yeah.
Because the voice of the people is the
They
voice of God.
they must
And we
consult
put them
with
in
people.
there as servant leaders. And they don't want to serve us, they're serving themselves.
But Leon,
That's the
Leon,
only problem.
Leon, to be fair,
Okay.
What?
to
Yeah.
be fair, the new laws that has been passed in this country to regulate or to govern the local
Yes.
authorities and the NDCs, the government cannot overtly interfere in the management and the running of the city council or the NDCs.
No, it wasn't talking about the central
But,
government.
but why the Auditor
Municipal
General
government.
is, Auditor General is called in
The
then?
government said that it will only step in if the situation becomes overbearing and if the issues are a breach of the laws of this country or the constitution.
But you have the Auditor General looking into the affairs of the City Council, which is,
Here we got the Rahman.
And also-
Rahman, yeah, and me. Bhaskar Sharma, publisher of newspaper quality.
Yes, sir.
Quality newspaper.
and the permanent
Yeah.
secretary in the Ministry of Communities, he goes to the Parliament, so why doesn't the City Council be autonomous? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You still have some.
There's much more that needs to
Okay.
be done,
Yeah.
Mr. Sankey.
Yeah.
We need what is called direct mayoral election that is done in other countries,
Yeah.
where you can vote for a person
Well, let
to
us do
become
that.
the mayor.
Okay.
And
So
the
we
councillor
have to-
too, and
we have to
councillors.
work towards getting rid
Direct.
of the party
Okay.
system.
Yes.
Where individual, where we get. That's why we have
In
this
a local
level of-
government
this
election.
kind of corruption.
Okay.
In local
because
government.
it's run by a small, tiny group of people belonging to one group or the other.
Okay. Okay. Call you there. Hello?
Good
Yes. Hello? This guy what always says.
You got his number?
Yeah.
Invite him to come to the
Yes,
studio.
good afternoon, yes. Go ahead, please. Yes.
Mr. Sharma, with the party meter situation,
Yes.
right? I agree that the city council needs money to develop the city, and
I agree with that too.
right?
Yes.
But when you look at it, if the party meter got all these kind of problem and all these kind of things going on, let us look at these vehicles and that commit themselves like, traffic offense and they have to pay fines to
Yeah.
the code for the government. You understand? Why do they pass a last cases and all vehicles in the context of Georgetown? Whenever they have committed an offense like got to pay the fine must go to the mayor and city council. I know that is going on
Good
around
point,
the world.
good point.
Only in Guyana they ain't going on with.
Okay. So what are you think about that now? What are you think about it?
The parking meter, I support
Okay.
it. You're supposed to get
Okay.
parking meter in the city of Georgetown, whatever, but the
Okay.
price is too high. There's one, and then these guys, it's like a job they get.
Why you think the price should be? What do you think the price should be?
What should be the price?
Yeah.
And I agree with Rastaman, this might cause this government to be a one-term government,
No, not yet. We never
No,
did.
but we said we need a comprehensive look at
Call you need, hello?
public transportation.
Gentlemen,
Yeah.
a pleasant good
Yeah,
evening.
it is.
And I'm glad to see so many new faces.
Yes.
And fresh faces.
Yes.
Now, I am so happy that you fellows feel the thorn that the poor people having in their flesh
Yes.
concerning the parking meter.
Yes.
It wasn't a project for the Guyanese people to have a better city or a regular. You always need smart city solution. So we'll be getting smart anyway. So, as
Outsmarted.
the Turkestan, and I'm glad that we have getting result of it.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Royston, he must know he is just an ordinary citizen.
No, Royston is
Is
Royston
his
King.
name Mr. Royston or
Royston
Mr. King?
Yeah, Royston King.
And if
He's a
it wasn't
king.
for the people,
Yes.
Rice King?
Yeah, Royston
people
King.
vote, he would
Royston
not have
King.
been there. Also,
Yes.
the mayor of the
Yes.
Georgetown.
Yes.
I look at them on the TV,
Yes.
I don't believe they spend 3/4 of the money in manicure and pedicure,
Okay.
Because what
In
I'm
what?
saying,
Manicure and pedicure.
I don't know, the brothers I agree with Rastaman,
Yeah.
it's $400
Yeah.
a day.
Yeah.
But for me, draw these parking lots all over Georgetown.
Yes.
And you got cameras, guys, that are talking about
Yes.
setting up cameras in the
Yes.
various places
Yes.
all over the place so that they could handle crime.
Yes.
And once a man parks his vehicle or double park and it is not in any requirement of parking, you have
Okay.
a tow truck. And the tow truck will carry that vehicle where it's supposed to
Okay.
be.
Okay.
And then the brother got to go there
Okay.
and pay the
Okay.
city council for it.
Let the member
Yeah.
let the member be the judge. Let the public be the judge.
Yes,
And the
but
borough.
therefore,
Yes.
nobody in government
Yeah.
get 80%
Yes.
and 20%.
Okay.
In
Yeah.
a way like that,
Yes.
the city council will have
should
enough
never
money
be-
to spend.
Yes.
Because I
Foreign
know
currency going
if
on.
a man's vehicle has been towed and he has to pay $10,000, you put your last part of fire in
Okay.
and go back in that direction.
Okay, then thank you very much.
Robert?
Yeah.
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 As I was
Ram,
saying,
you know foreign currency increase?
No, the foreign currency hasn't increased. There has been a
the central government
a
interfered.
scramble by certain
Scramble and what?
speculators
Oh.
to try and dislocate and disrupt the functioning of this country.
Yeah.
That is what has happened,
Yeah.
these
The-
speculators.
yeah, the central government's
Because there has
regulating.
been, as Mr. Harman quite rightly
Okay.
said, there has not been proper regulation of these cambios.
Okay.
And what is happening now is that the government
Okay.
is beginning to put law and order back and regulate these things.
But can we
They
give
had
the
a
foreign
big spread
currency
between the
increase
buying
now?
and selling price. A
Well,
big spread.
Yes.
I know and I remember and I respect those days in the late Burnham when our dollar was 60 for one US. And I remember my brother-in-law there,
Yes.
we used to buy 3 Guyana dollars for 1 US
Yes.
dollars. Those were the days
I
when this
remember.
country.
And
Yes,
he
those were
said
great
this.
I
days. I
remember.
mean,
2
Guyana
to
dollar
1 in the
had-
60s, 3 to 1 in
So
the
what is your view
No,
now?
no, I'm told.
Yeah.
I'm staying at the Marriott Hotel.
Yes.
Friends are saying, why are you spending $35,000 a day to stay there? That can buy 5 goats and 3 4 the boys.
You like to
The
eat
price
goat?
is that people are pricing themselves out of the
Okay,
market.
okay. I know you
But-
love
but
our goat.
Un-
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Yes, yeah. What I was saying is
Yes,
that
yes,
we
yes.
need to look at this thing,
Yeah.
the city holistically. Not just parking meters, not just cars. We need to look at the public transportation system too.
Yes, yes.
We don't have any proper system. We don't.
Yeah.
Minibuses don't stop anywhere. We need to have proper bus stops. We need to have a proper transportation. We don't have the metro. We don't
It's a
have
good beginning.
the subway.
It's a good beginning for the
No,
city.
no, but they have to think of every category of person.
We-
There must be alternatives
we had Trump-
justify the cost.
to driving and
Mrs.
parking.
Okay.
There must be alternatives.
Mrs.
Okay. Leanne, you got some of your view.
My view is
Yes,
this: the
yes.
bottom line is the bottom
Yes,
line.
yes.
The big question in Guyana and in
Yes,
Johnson right now
yes.
is money flow.
Yes.
We, as a government, we have to find ways to stimulate this economy. Business people are crying out, businessmen are crying out because of unfair playing field, unlevel playing field.
Yes.
Sharma, money are running.
Yeah.
It's worse now. More so that when you look around, it's a ghost city.
Yes.
We can see it visually that foot trafficking happening, road trafficking happening.
Okay.
So the big question is, how can the finance ministry and the finance people work with a strategy? Not to tax us to debt, first of all.
Okay.
Secondly, to find other areas of receivables.
Yes.
Potentially, Guyana is such a rich country,
Yeah.
and we get less than 1 million people and we're starving to death.
Yeah.
I can't understand why.
Yeah.
So, something is wrong with our system of economy,
Okay.
because, as we say, is the economy stupid? It's not functioning, so we got to strip it down, put it together again. And what we see happening,
We have
Efforts
inherited-
are to be made.
We have
Sorry.
inherited an economy, a crisis economy.
a jobless.
If you are spending $20 billion down a black hole for the sugar industry to operate, that money could have been spent. The budget is 200 and let me remind you, the budget is $250 billion. That money has not been spent yet. It has not been spent yet. The budget was
How you know
passed
that? How you know that? How you know that?
because of projects.
Yes.
The projects that are
right.
allocated by this budget here
Yeah.
Right.
have not yet been put in place.
Okay.
So people have to have patience. We have inherited a mismanaged economy. One run on drugs, and the other will run on squander mania.
But the VAT has started in February.
Not squander mania
Squandermania.
alone, laundry mania.
No, squander mania of wasting money on things that we're not supposed to.
Yeah.
You have a white elephant
Yeah.
or a black elephant in Skelton that was taking a lot of money, and will
No.
not
I
producing
like the term
anything.
black elephant, white elephant.
White
Don't want to
elephant.
give it white.
Now we're the black elephant. Now we're the black elephant.
But
Or a
Ras
Trump elephant.
Leonson made a good point with the traffic. There's no traffic in the city. We need to have traffic.
Yeah.
No,
Not
but
excessive
you're not-
traffic.
yeah, but-
We need to have movement.
No.
We need to have businesses to be.
I wonder
Yes.
if a lot of this traffic has now diversified, meaning that you can now go to Perica and see
Yeah.
more business happening in Perica or at Diamond
Yeah.
or on the East Coast.
What do you like? What do you like to see?
Something-
What do you like to see?
I'd like to see more dispersion of the business around.
Okay.
I think too much business has been concentrated in Georgetown. I think we need to decentralize our business. For example, a lot of businesses could be sent to Linden. A lot of business places or government entities could be set up.
Okay.
The point is, what this parking meter situation has shown us is that Georgetown ought not to be the focus anymore.
Okay.
We have come to the point where we can decentralize.
No, the capital must-
Yeah, but still,
There is decentralization.
Wait,
The
wait,
fact
wait.
of the matter is, and you're right
Yeah,
about I
the
agree
banks
with
have
you.
moved in that
The
direction.
fact of the matter is that it is not working. There is the legal processes of decentralization, and it is not working. That is what needs to happen.
They're working with the passport office. They
No,
decentralize.
no,
Banks.
No,
have
not-
what he means about business.
economic.
Economic
Activities.
Right. We have to sustain our economy. Rice, for instance, is in crisis. Agriculture generally is in crisis because we do not have an agricultural policy that actually can
So you think the agriculture not doing good?
Of course, it's not good doing
Oh,
it. Because look, give me one minute just to explain what the government Minister of Agriculture should be doing,
Okay.
and he's not doing. He's running around trying to set up stock, what you call mining animals,
Okay.
rather than sustaining the rice industry and making the rice farmers transfer
can't
the
have
power
monetary
that the
dogs.
millers
Yeah.
have on the industry to the rice farmers.
You can't
And
have
unless
monetary
you do
dogs.
that,
Call you in. Go in
unless you
here,
do that,
please.
you're not going
Hello?
to have the economic functioning.
Good afternoon.
Rastaman, you saying the right thing, but you within them there, right? But don't have it in your mind across there. I don't know if this man knows what he's saying, but Rastaman, you know that money is circulating right now,
Right.
right? And we're saying that is true. Mr. Sharma, you know you're a struggler.
Yes.
Right? Same thing going like the style in this country
Yeah.
for short piece of time. And the government needs to look into the poor class.
What do you like this? What do you like to see happening?
I could see that business is not flowing like
Okay,
before.
that's true.
Not just parking.
You can't stop my country on
Coming
that.
and shopping, buddy.
That's right. That's true.
People ain't coming and shopping,
Oh, yeah.
Rastaman. You licking them upside, Rastaman. You better stand up more. You're saying the right thing, my brother. Continue your struggle, my brother.
Okay, thank you very much. Call in here. Hello, call you in here. Hello.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
You all seem to be having a very in-depth conversation with
Yes,
yourself.
yes.
Let me take a minute or two to see if I can bring some,
Yes.
I would say,
Go ahead, please.
and fruitful thought
Yeah.
to this whole issue.
Yes.
First of all, leadership has to be proactive.
Yeah.
When you're sitting down and you're planning development, you come up with certain ideas. You can do consultation only to a certain extent of your feasibility study because consultation has a cost. When you implement, you do a thing called cost-benefit analysis to determine what the project is costing you
Yeah.
and how you need to adjust what you're getting as revenue. The people are at that stage now with the parking meter.
Okay. That's
Secondly,
true.
parking meter will not go away from this country.
Okay.
It
Here
will
to stay.
stay. The adjustment may be cost reduction
Okay.
or giving consideration to the
I agree with that.
That's what the
Yes,
council is
yes.
doing now.
Yes.
The next thing that I want to say
Yes.
is that when you look at the developed countries that you're all headed to,
Yes.
you pay interstate toll,
Yes.
you pay parking lot toll,
Yes.
you pay road parking toll,
Yes.
all those things, you
Okay.
pay gas tax.
Yes.
Those countries. Guyana isn't there yet. Last but not least, we
Okay.
have a problem with the opposition in this country. We want people that we can trust.
Okay.
The opposition leader, when he came out of office, said, I don't want no more political power.
Okay.
I ain't doing this no more.
Okay.
Next, he has observed and has consumed
Okay.
major political positions.
Yes, yes.
This Mr. Orfanali
Yes.
or Mr. Ramutar was the president.
Yes, that's
Or
true.
Mr. Manikchan cannot
Yes.
lead
Yes.
the PPP. So we have one opposition leader
Okay.
that says he will not, and then he takes more than he can handle, so he comes up with everything that he doesn't like to say,
Okay.
I don't want a budget, throw
That's
it out.
Putin.
Okay.
The
Putin.
budget is there. I don't want parking meter, throw it out.
Okay.
So people can think constructively.
Okay.
Come up with ideas and alternatives.
Yes.
So that people can have something else to consider. And then we see that we're being led. not to be being pushed.
Okay.
I respect the gentleman's education, but the
Yeah.
brain has two sides, left and right.
Yeah.
And if you're not thinking forward,
Yeah.
then the matter is processed at the back of your brain, and therefore it comes out
Great,
as nonsense.
great comment, great
So
comment.
to get to the point of saying that
Yes.
the government and the city council, look what Sober did to this country in
Yeah.
the disrepute of
Yes.
the city council. That embarrassment has brought this country to shame. The people are working hard. The people have time to consume and to develop their plans.
Yes.
Allow them to get ideas and suggestions in a responsible discourse or a responsible recommendation,
Okay.
and they will adjust accordingly. They're not dogmatic in this
Okay.
country at least. They're very considerate,
Yes.
especially this government in power now.
Yes.
So the parking meter will be here.
Yes.
They will adjust the cost elements as
Yeah.
they're doing now in the consideration. I don't ever ask for all these consultations that
Okay.
people are talking about.
Okay.
The cost-benefit analysis tells you the price at which we're doing things
Yes.
and how you need to adjust in terms of quality of service,
Yes.
in terms of value for money,
Yes.
and in terms of cost reduction
Okay.
to benefit a wider range of persons. That's the intellectual, economic discourse that we need to talk about in this country.
Okay.
I'll
Thank-
stop believing
thank
it
you
because
very
any
much.
reason
Thank you
because
very
we're not
much.
in LC.
Yeah, thank
Goodbye,
you.
sir.
Thank you. Coordinator. Hello?
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Yes.
Concern is parking meters
Yes.
and
Yes.
protesters.
Yes.
Now, where were all these protesters when your station closed down?
Yes.
I never seen
Exactly.
us protesting for you, and that was so
And
wrong.
we should have at least 500
Where were
here.
all these protesters?
Yes.
Sharma, and now the rest of the man said,
Yeah.
this could bring the Arab
Yeah.
Spring. Middle class people don't bring Arab Spring. It's when I see poor people come out here protesting, then poor people get put. What percentage of the population use cash?
Okay.
Now these basic people say they lose their money. How much people drive and go to the super shop?
Yes.
It's the normal public servants who get the increase in pay and the integrator,
Okay.
spend the same amount of money that
Okay.
was spent all the time. Nobody and lose no business. Mr.
No,
Ryan
no,
is
no,
right
you can't
Yes.
say that.
that the drugs money.
Yeah.
Out of the
No, I
system.
wouldn't say
And
that.
you have 10,000 drugs
Okay.
in Guyana.
Okay.
So you have money serving
Okay.
and getting this thing with these businesses
Okay.
coming up, but I felt so good.
Good.
I see Mr. Rankaran, I thought cockroach, you know, that I'm conscious. All the things that happen to you, none of them have come and protest.
No, 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 no. Never turn. Never turn up.
You never had 500.
Yes.
So, Mr. Sharma,
Yes.
the budget this population,
Yes.
back in Mr. Granger,
Yeah.
back in the parking meter, except maybe the price could drop. You understand? And
I think President Reggie look into the
you're
matter.
not backing this middle class group of people that come
Okay.
to protest still.
Okay.
Gone to class.
That's never protest before.
Okay.
And I'm glad that the police have shoot them or nothing. Let them
No,
come out.
no, you can't shoot them. No, you can't do that, no.
And
Yes.
all of them PPP people, all them business people.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
son who we've been going through for years with you.
Yes.
None of them never said, never come out.
I get locked up and everything.
They lock up and everything, they never come out
Yeah.
and really poor people and poor people not coming out.
Okay.
But
They never
1%
demonstrate with
of the
you.
population
Okay.
driving. And people don't drive and go to the store.
Yes.
People walk and go to the store. Can't buy
Okay.
the store. The spaces in front of the store to be filled up all the time.
That's right. That's
So I
right.
can't understand what business they're losing. Trust
Okay.
me. People walk and go to the stores all the time.
Caller, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Coordinator. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Where's Walton Meter? I see y'all went out and pro.
You see, you
You,
change
you
your
didn't,
voice.
you didn't see who?
He changed his voice. Rama.
Three things we need to
Yes.
demand. One, that the parking meter, the whole system be
Yes.
reviewed, where the city gets 51%.
Yeah.
51%
Okay.
control of the earnings.
Yes.
That the parking, the time, the money that for every hour should be not more than $50 per
Okay.
hour. Especially because we have to consider people who are working and coming to
Yeah.
the city. And residents who live in the city,
Okay.
like yourself, who live, you and Mr. Sankis, who
Yeah.
live in the city, so
Yeah.
you must get a permit.
Okay.
Elderly people need to be treated well. They need to
Elderly
get,
and handicapped people,
like yourself,
disabled persons.
Right. It brings me, Mr. Sharma, to this whole question
Yes.
about what role elderly people are playing in the society. We cannot discard
Okay.
our elderly. We have to treat them with care, and we have to use the skills. Like yourself, I said many times about the skills
Yeah.
that you have got in business,
Yes.
in an understanding of community policing.
Yes.
Mr. Sankis also, but
Yes.
none of your skills or Leon's skills
Yes.
are being used.
Okay.
There's no
Okay.
the
Okay.
inclusionary democracy doesn't
Let me
work.
get
in
the
this
skill
country.
from Oscar Sharma. Skill. Let me hear about your skill.
Well, my skill
Yeah.
as musician, I'm glad to know that
Yes.
the only Guyanese singing on All India Radio.
Yes.
It's
You-
making
you
Guyana
sing?
proud. Yes, in the diaspora. And I'm glad about that achievement.
Yeah.
I'm really glad about that.
Yeah.
And I'm saying one thing. all the government seems very ignorant of the strength of the diaspora. We need to bring them home to help this country.
Yes.
That's the
how
goal
you
by-
gonna
bring them
bring
home?
By having smart
How you gonna bring
PR
them home?
people.
Yes.
Or Minister of Tourism should
yeah.
come and speak to Toronto.
Okay.
See what Jamaica is doing. See what Trinidad is doing, what Barbados is doing.
Yes.
They don't have gold.
It's called remigrant incentives.
Excellent. We need
Incentives and,
No,
and
we need
control
to-
of
But
the
more is
crime-
that? No, no.
Control the crime situation.
Ah, the
again.
crime.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Barker, with respect, I differ with you on this. Look,
Why?
if you are serious, having lived a very long time abroad, and you have a lot of knowledge,
Yes, sir.
skills, and money, I believe. So all you need to do is to come back here and find a place and begin to pass your knowledge, your skills, and your expertise to the Guyanese people who have been neglected for the last 20
Okay. What is your view,
23
Matt?
years.
Well, the Indian Cultural Center is
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
supposed to be teaching Indian music.
yeah.
They are locked up in somewhere near the Jagan's place there.
Yes.
Nobody teaching music in the countryside.
How you know that?
I know so. I know so because I have friends there who don't even know and cannot understand what Indian music is all about.
So you have a- you have
and
a
they're
place
paid.
there.
They were paid by the government of India to spread that art across this country.
So you think you can spread it? You think so? You can spread it? Spread it?
Yes.
Yeah.
you come
well,
back.
system like this.
But
can
here it
be
is.
Yeah.
That problem you're talking about, we have the same problem in the African community too.
Yes.
This is African History Month,
Yes.
Black History Month,
That's
and you don't even know it.
Yeah.
When is Amerindian Heritage
very
Month?
unfortunate.
When is Amerindian
Do we have a
Heritage
Minister of
Month in
Culture in this
September?
Yeah,
When
everybody
is-
knows
listen
that.
to me. When is Amerindian Heritage Month in September? Everybody knows
Yeah, yeah.
it's Amerindian Heritage Month because we kind of like, you understand, feeding it.
Give me a hand up.
Right. Now, this is February,
Yes,
African Heritage Month.
Yes.
And all of us come out of an African root. All of us, Chinese, Indian, Portuguese, everybody. But they disrespect that fact. And they make us feel as if we're nothing. But yes, still the whole world has benefited from the influence and the contribution of African peoples. In Guyana, we are ashamed.
Why
to
are you
be-
ashamed?
I don't know, look. Last Sunday,
Yes.
I held an event at Congress Place,
Yes.
the headquarters of the
What?
ruling party, called Africa Unite. I didn't see Africans, I didn't see black people, I didn't see Rasta turn up.
Yes. Why?
That's the
Was it
question. Why
advertised?
weren't you all there to represent yourselves?
Was it advertised?
Highly so.
I know on the
I got
Facebook,
all
I
my
saw on
bills.
Facebook.
I got all my bills to show it was heavily advertised.
In
This whole event cost me a
Even
whole set
Canada,
of
even
here.
Canada.
This event cost me a whole set of money, and I still trying to dig myself out of the hole. The point I'm trying to make is this: if we don't support ourselves, whether we're Indians, Africans, Amerindian, or just Guyanese,
Okay.
we doomed,
Okay.
and that's the point we're at now.
Psychic years are your
Guyanese unite. We have to unite.
every time education.
And culture can play a big part in that.
Education, I mean, but the education system.
Well, what we need to do, we need to keep our children in
Yeah.
schools.
Yes.
There are too many young boys. When you drive in a car, you see a boy begging
Yeah.
at school hours.
Yeah.
You know, so something needs to be done. We need to
Yeah.
monitor the situation very closely,
Yeah.
so that if we don't have children
Okay.
not attending school.
Okay.
you
We
know.
need to set up a welfare
Okay.
a welfare system, not a welfare system to be taken advantage of, but a welfare system to help those who need help.
Hello.
Good afternoon, Sharon.
Good afternoon.
I just a very prepared me to.
Yes.
Now, one, if the government could
Yes.
tell
Yes.
you want for the aisle,
Yes.
you taking how much percentage, right?
Yeah.
What do you expect that them people can say in town hall? They're going to say the same thing?
Okay.
Huh?
Okay. Okay.
Because it's the same thing. One old backyard there shopping all the time,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
I can't think. We don't have nobody to mix. I'm here. We don't have a.
So you say we should scrap the deal.
Right. No. When we get 10 barrels, we got out of that 10 barrels, we gotta pay 3 for mix it, 3 for deliver. What we can left with is nothing. We
But-
got straight back to nothing.
But he was saying 51% we should have, rather than 20%.
That's right.
God, thank you very much.
Okay.
God in here.
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Bishop.
Good afternoon.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
You were saying about Indian. I'm a musician,
Okay.
and I'll answer one question.
Yes.
What Mr. Fox Burnham do with the money that the Britain leave for the Indian people in this country?
Okay.
Can you explain that to the people?
Okay.
You build a cultural center.
Okay.
Which part
Okay.
in Guyana? And get that
Okay.
man off the TV. He's talking a lot. He knows nothing.
Who doesn't know?
Who's that?
That old man in the corner, I don't know what is his name.
No, you're not.
No.
Okay, I said,
hold
oh,
on,
man,
hold
you
on.
must mention that.
Bhaskar, let me hear what your
No,
view.
not Bhaskar. Bhaskar is a very good man.
You're talking about me.
Okay, hold on.
Is
Let
it-
me get,
Is a PPP
let me
man.
get some answer from this gentleman.
Then build the Indian Cultural Center.
Okay.
All right,
Go
I
ahead,
am told
yeah.
that ex-President
Yes.
Burnham,
Yes.
and through that administration at that time, collected money, totality of all the money, to build one national cultural center.
Cultural center, yes.
And that was supposed to be used to spread the 6
Cultures.
Yeah.
races and everybody go there. But Indian felt that
Should have a separate.
the indentured laborers that came here, our forefathers,
Yeah.
the money that was left was supposed to build an exclusive
Yeah.
cultural center for them.
Yeah.
And hence, Indira Gandhi was very kind to fund the Indian Cultural Center in this country through the invitation of the sweet,
Yeah.
I don't want to use the word cunning, but skillful voice of the ex-President Burnham to establish an Indian Cultural Center here. So today I can teach Indian music in Canada through his effort.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I don't know whether our politicians are musically dumb or they are deaf to such musical sweetening of musicians.
Yeah.
That should be encouraged.
Yeah.
And what his sister is saying here, I hope your sister calling you up.
The man.
A man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But what I'm saying, your comment is a good one, but we need more things to be done nationally in this country. Take the Indian Culture Center out of Georgetown, send them to Berbice, send them to Palmeroon and Paramakatoy.
Oh, you was in Pomeroon? You lived here? You were living here at Pomeroon?
One of the sweetest coffee, the best. It's still unfortunate.
You still live in Pomeroon one time?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I'm
What part of Pomeroon you still
a
live?
place called Siriki,
Okay. Yeah.
the first Hindu mandir
Yes.
in the Essequibo was
Yes.
built
Yes.
in the Palmeroon under the name of Pandit Ramphal Prasad.
Okay. Yes. I know.
Remember those
Yes.
days?
Yes. Yeah. That's true.
Yes, yes.
Call
Yeah,
again here.
that is it.
Let me get the advice to the people. Call her in here.
Gentlemen.
Yeah. Gentlemen.
I strongly believe that
Yeah.
this program is moving out
Uh-huh.
harder
Yes.
or in the wrong
Yeah,
direction. No, you are not here to talk about what the PPP did inherit and what the PPP
Okay,
did and what
okay.
Mr. Burnham did.
Yes. Yes.
That are two days.
Yes.
Mr. Burnham is 30-something years burial.
Yeah.
And what we are saying now, we need a way forward.
Yes.
We're talking about education, we're talking about agriculture, and we're talking about
Culture.
health. No, we talk about health. Now, I notice they always coming out with cancer prevention,
Yes.
cancer march.
Yes.
If you walk from here and you find a truck to go to walk to America and another one to go to England, cancer won't go away. They
Okay.
got to stop feeding the people with the trash when they got in the tin because they say the uranium from the aluminum
That's
in
right.
the cell phone, it cancerous.
Yes.
But still we get the aluminum pot, we get the aluminum cannery, we get the aluminum, we drink
Yeah.
this consul and all these things in aluminum
Yes,
tin.
yes.
And then you got the space to come from there and telling people that you get cancer prevention.
Yes, yes.
If you know that it's cancerous
yes.
cancer science or medical
point,
science,
my
Good
why
point,
don't
good
we
point, yes,
put in
yes,
this trash in our country?
Yes.
Why don't we give our people a grant and give them land, make land available that they could plant the cherry, the plum, the mango drink and could make our fruit drink with 5 fingers, with sorry for with fruits and everything. But instead of that, we focus on the grand soil that we bring in roti and curry from, I think it's Suriname and all about, carbon ball and all these things we importing and got, we need no sense. The president, I like the president, but he can't come and tell the people, he shouldn't come and tell the people, going to Cassava Ball and going to this and you could do that.
Okay.
Where are the market?
Okay.
Those people think that coming in here, those people find a market to bring it here and
Yes.
dump it on the island because they know they like junk.
Yes.
Where is the market that we could sell some of we junk outside of there? No, we're talking about the education. No. We talk about education, I said the last time on the air.
Yes.
We need to take away the
Yes,
cell
yes.
phone
Yes.
from the school.
Yes.
One, we need to give back our
Yes.
children to the parents because God says so.
Yes.
spare not the rod and spoil the child. Today we got a lot of lawlessness. They don't know about the church.
Yes.
They even don't know what God said, for what God has said.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We need more things in this country. We got to pick up our things and stop the talking about the children and the children and the parents, because we find in this law the parents are just like the children. They are all not grown up. So we got to find a solution for that. And least and not last.
Okay.
Now, this thing you see that has got a can handle it. It happened with the Red House when they were protesting. You had the opposition, the ruling party went and they had a confrontation. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Now, they had this parking meter protest. Let the people protest.
Yeah.
If this government said that they won't intervene unless things get out of hand, the boss man up top.
Okay.
Now, if they got a protest against it, I don't see why Mr. King Kong, and the crew got to come for confront these people.
But you can't get Solomon.
You can't call people that way.
You can't say that.
More than a solution.
You can't say you can.
You're going to show respect.
What is the benefit? I want to also set up an inquiry for understand what's the benefit. Like, he got to be acting that way.
Okay.
You
Thank
know?
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
We need stability, Mr. Sharma.
Yeah.
We need stability.
Okay.
Children looking at the program, children looking at all those programs when they are home, and
Yes.
you can recap with you and you can show them
That's why we can't call them people names.
Problem in this
Okay.
country. You understand me?
Okay, thank you
We
very much.
need to get these things right. These as big men. We got
Okay.
to act as big men.
Okay.
Christopher
Okay.
Columbus said when he was a boy, he liked to use to look at ship. They said when he became the big man, he had his wish and then to see. They
Okay.
must take a one people, one nation with a destiny.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right? Thank you very much.
Mr. Rahman, let me get some of your view.
Look, I have said many times, we have to sustain our economy, the things that are functioning well, we have to do better. There isn't a strategy to develop agriculture. We just talk about, the gentleman earlier talked about eating well.
Yes.
And to be healthy. If we allow the level of importation of food and the kind of food that people are eating, of course you will have they will
Yes.
become ill, and you have a serious problem in the health system, right? You're going to spend a lot of money in the health system to make people well. So if we teach people in schools how to eat well, how to take care of their bodies, then they will be healthy children. They grow up to be healthy mentally and physically.
point. Good
So,
point.
as Mr. Sankis had said earlier, we have to have a holistic approach towards governance
Okay.
and the things that people may not like some of the things I say. I am a supporter of this coalition government,
Yeah.
and I am critical about some of the things that they are not doing, but I believe that the policies and programs of this government, when it is implemented,
Yeah.
maybe it is too slow
Okay.
in some of the things that it's doing,
Okay.
but in education, in housing,
Okay.
in transportation, all of some of these things need to be implemented, and people will get relief.
Okay,
But
Leanne,
we have to have
give us
patience.
some of your view.
Let's talk about sex.
Yeah.
Our children are in danger.
Yes.
Apart from the internet messing up their mindset
What's up?
and so on, we have a problem in Guyana of immorality, not just sexual immorality, economic immorality. A lot of immorality is happening. And unless we address those issues too, it's wanted to talk about money, money, money all the time. But there's something else we need to talk about. Our higher self. And the fact is, Guyana is slowly becoming a godless country, even though we got so much mandir, temple and churches and rare. I don't know
More
what's
teachers.
wrong with our elders, our ancients, and our leadership, but our children are at stake right now,
At
and
risk.
we've got to craft a strategy to save them before it's too late. Sex. They're making pornographic material in schools,
That's right.
in uniform, and circulating
I
this.
saw-
On WhatsApp, yeah.
Man,
Yes,
and
I saw that.
I wish if the same way the protesters will come out and protest the parking meters, they must come out and protest where our children are headed right now, because
Exactly.
it's a deep pit we're headed
Yeah, but
to.
the parents are the ones who are buying these phones.
No, well here,
What do you
but
tell
the
them? They
same
have- they
situation
seem to
is
have
linked,
no control
the
over
same
what their
situation of
children do or don't
immorality is linked to the economy.
Of
We
course,
got
I agree.
poor people or people who are without will be disadvantaged. And a lot of these sexual immoralities are taking place where them children getting paid for a little money, for do some seriously dirty things.
I agree.
Now,
How
the
you know
poli-
that?
I got ears on the ground. I'm in the ghetto as a Rasta man. I all around, brother.
No, it's publicized, Mr. Sharma.
I'm serious. So while we're still talking about money, and we need to get rich, we're losing our children. Now, further to that, fire, violence, killings, domestic murders. Hear this now. I'm a spiritual man.
Yes.
There's a spiritual malaise on this country, over this land. People walk over here and walk a lot of nefarious run-ins and left the residue on this country. So when you see fires flaring up, it's a fire doppy. You hear what I say? When you see people killing one another, it's a bloodthirsty doppy.
Okay.
When you see all them traffic accidents happening, brother,
Okay.
I don't want to point fingers in any specific cultural, spiritual direction, but we need some mechanics. We need some spiritual mechanics.
People gotta pray more.
Pray? We gotta do more than pray.
They pray too much, though. So what's
I'm serious.
So what is your view?
Well, I
Because
agree that
education,
yeah, well, he
Yeah,
spoke about the
yeah,
education
yes.
to a certain extent.
Yes.
He spoke about
yes.
children having cell phones in
Yes.
classrooms. This should be turned off.
Yes.
I think parents want to still keep contact with the children, but
Okay.
and you know want to know they're safe and all of that, but they should not have cell phones on in the classroom.
It's more than cell phones.
But that's the only one aspect that you spoke about there. But there are other issues in health. You know, there's a yellow fever outbreak in some parts of the Caribbean,
Yeah.
and you have to get yellow fever vaccination.
Yeah.
There's not enough supply here at our Ministry of
Yes,
Health. We
yes.
need to get more, you know, in terms of availability of the yellow fever vaccination. To go to Suriname, to go to Brazil, you need to have it, because people are traveling all the time.
Rahmat, give me your view.
The issue about education, if the parents are not involved in the educational process, the parents have got to have control over the internet, what their children see.
Do you start the film
they
in
have to put-
internet? Do you start it?
Yeah, these things are all over the place, Mr. Sharma.
Yeah.
But
You-
you
you
have
saw
to
that?
have control.
You saw that?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. Okay, okay.
Well, it was reported in the papers.
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
reported in the
actually
paper, yeah.
physically see it.
Yeah.
Because I don't look at these
Okay.
things. The fact of the matter is there are enough controls on the phone and on the in the
Yeah.
computer, internet, where you can put measures to protect your children. Or Mr. Granger and the ministers can't go around
Yes.
looking at all these things.
Yes.
The parents have got to take responsibility. I hear the point that he made, that
Yes.
we have a depressed section of our society
Yeah.
that are poverty stricken and
Yeah.
they will do anything to actually
Okay.
make money. But the
Okay.
point is, we have got to help that lower level of society.
Okay.
And that is why a significant part of the taxation
Yeah.
should go to that lower income to bring them to a level. We need to redistribute the wealth in this country, which
Okay.
is not happening. I don't agree that the budget is a working class budget. It's not a working class budget.
Ah.
It's a budget that is designed.
Draconian.
No, it's not draconian. It's designed to
Burdensome.
regulate, Leon,
Very bad, it's
72,000 business people in this country have not paid tax
Yeah.
to this country. One of the main
Okay.
reasons why the city is
Okay.
cash-strapped because
Okay, I get some
people
Rodriguez
who
and hold
own
on.
properties are
Yeah,
not paying
yeah.
taxes.
So
That's
can
the
they
truth.
take them to court?
Oscar, wait till
Of
what the
course you
sex
can
movie.
take them to
I-
No, no, why you think what the sex movie shown in the internet?
I think what Leanne said there
Yeah.
makes great sense.
Yes.
Where we have our
Yeah.
priests need to be educated.
Yeah.
In the older days, you remember you're a pandit also?
yes.
There was a pandit school here.
Yes, that's true.
Where you had to be qualified to do
Yeah.
puja.
Pandit
But
Ram.
now every prattler is a pandit.
Yeah.
Every prattler becomes a pandit. It's happening.
Yeah, I mean,
Some of these fellas who are worse than Kinkaras here, now they're wearing what we call pagri, which is a sign of a knowledgeable person. They're all Bhagwati pandits without any training.
Well, your brother and you be a pagri?
No, well, he went to the school.
You went to school?
Himself,
Okay, okay.
yourself, Gokaran,
Yes, yes.
and Chandrika.
Yes, yes.
These guys had to be trained.
Right.
Do we have a Pandits Council that is functional in
Not
Guyana?
Pani Council, man. Yes, man.
Yes, because you got two.
Is it functional?
I don't know.
functional.
And who is teaching who?
I don't teach you.
Mr. Bhaskar,
Do we have an ecumenical council
It
that
is-
is functional?
it is functional.
Because you find that a lot of our pastors, our ministers, and these people are silent on issues.
Yeah.
Look, Pope London transgressed and violated, and you hardly hear any uproar. And that's the problem I'm pointing to, that our elders, our leaders are transgressing and violating in a serious way, and the children are following their example.
It's church permission.
Call you in the hell.
Well,
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So when you're talking about education,
Yes.
I believe that the Minister of Education should put a ban on children going to school with these kind of, phone and these kind of things.
Yes.
A few days ago, I was completing my scheme, and I saw some youth looking at the phone.
Yes.
And I stopped and I just look at it, and if you see the kind of things that they're looking at,
wow.
Oh.
Schoolyard.
it's
Yes.
nasty on that phone.
Yes.
I think when you talk about education, as Gina Rahman is saying, parents have a lot to, do with these kind of things.
Yes.
And I suppose by saying so, because the Minister of
I see a lot of them come from single parent household.
Hello, caller. You're in here.
You're cut off.
Cut off.
You are not a credit.
Okay. Call you on here, please.
John Rastafari.
Yes.
Aye.
Rahman is PP that,
Yes.
He's a smart man.
Yes.
He won't got off.
Yes. Call you in the hello.
Yeah, Mr.
Yeah.
Sam, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
The education system
Yeah.
and what everybody talking about, where
Yes.
we're going on in the country,
Yes.
and this country,
Yes.
we are the industry for the government. If you want to get in parliament, we are the industry. You ain't got no job, so everybody got try to do
Okay.
or create their own job. Their own.
Okay. Thank you very much. Call you in here. Hello.
Mr. Sam, good afternoon.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Yes.
It's nice to see back on the program after
Yes.
a long time.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
So John Rastafari.
Yes.
Mr. Sal, what's going on in Kitty area, where your party was once campaigning, constituency 2, this guy going and doing a fast. Now there was a fire in where Richard Kitty just
Yes.
2 nights ago.
Yes.
Yes.
Now you're still going to put in parking, we just for affect the people in Georgetown. And no fire hydrant is up and running in this Kitty area.
Harder.
Fire just put out the fire,
Yes,
and the
yes.
water, blasted water.
Yes.
It's about time we get our act together. This has been going on for years since we was in government.
The city
Now
council
that's
should be
the
paying
same
into that.
thing. There was absolutely no fire standard, proper water supply.
Yes.
They had to go connect to the GDF to get water.
Yes.
It's correct, it's correct. That's how they help out the fire, but it took a very long time.
That basic, it should be in place.
Call it. You in here, please.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I want to bring up straight fact.
Yes.
In the education system,
Yes.
the education is in the bias against
Yes.
the male. I've been crying it out.
Yes.
If you look at who forms the education,
Yes.
today, our women,
Yes.
it benefits them. So we have got to cut out this gender bias.
Yes.
People were boys in school. I was in their teaching, and it's boring sometimes
Okay.
to hear women
Okay.
talking and on and on.
Okay.
The
That's a
next
great
is
point
the
he's making.
president.
Yes.
Almost every week they bring out programs to benefit the female. Where are the men? You can get them as porters. Nobody comes and thinks that then the time, but and the courses is across the board.
Yes.
But if the boys don't have an education, your course will not be attracted
Okay.
to them.
Yeah.
The killing is because of lack of education.
Yes, yes.
So I appeal to y'all, talk to the government and
Yes.
tell them prepare programs for the males.
But what were the females, if the females were so educated, would those have been on the WhatsApp?
Probably.
Okay.
Why then?
Pastor, waiting about education in his country.
Well, I am still
Yes.
baffled. I do not know who
Yes.
is our Minister of Education.
Yes.
Dr. Ruparan.
Dr. Rupnarain.
Yes.
You see, this is when the whole diaspora,
Yeah.
1.2 million people,
Yeah.
do not know that Mr. Rupnarain is the Guyanese Minister of Education.
No, they know that. They know that. Yes, they know that.
This station knows.
Yes, I know.
I don't know.
Okay.
Everybody knows it.
Yes.
We need to get this message, fellas, much of
Yes.
what's happening here,
Yes.
to the diaspora.
Yes.
That is where the wealth of this country is. His Excellency was trying to tell some ministers of government to be involved in reaching out. We are.
Yes.
We remain the tentacles to reach them through
Yeah.
radio,
Yeah.
through television, through newspaper, and no message is coming strong enough
Yeah.
that can impress the minds of those who can make a difference in
Yes,
this
the program
country.
is about,
Okay.
Mr. Shah, there's a program or the special television station called learning channel.
In this country?
Yeah,
Yes.
there's free
And-
channel.
yes.
Why don't they put it on YouTube too, like when they have the sex
No,
movie
it's
going
there,
on?
It's there. It's on. You can see it anytime.
If the sex movie on the YouTube is
No,
so popular, is the Minister of Education lacking to have such voice?
But you can't.
That's a fact. You asked me a question, I'm telling you.
We have inherited
Yes.
a lot of these things, and all
From
of
the
us.
PPP?
Yes, all of us have got to change this thing. All of us, as Leon has quite rightly said, we have to be united to be able to confront the evils of society, all of us, and try and change it in the interest of the younger people that we are so much talking about. Because the future of our
looks
country
bleak.
is our
The
young
future
people.
will be very bleak.
Pardon me?
The future will look very bleak
If we don't do
if
something
if these
about it.
trends continue.
If we
Carry
don't
on
do
here,
something
hello?
about
Mr.
it,
Sharma,
Yes,
you are talking about Rupna Ryan?
yes.
Sick man. Rupna Ryan, right, I don't think he's on a job, he's not feeling well.
Okay.
They said that it's running over the ministry. That's a report to her. And I
Okay.
keep saying one thing over and over.
Okay.
This government inherited some lazy officers from the former government who was there for a number of years.
no, he's right about that.
Unless you change these officers, you will not see betterment in the education system.
Okay.
It makes no use me coming and calling and telling you these things. You've got to get a one-on-one with these ministers at the offices and say what
Yeah,
what
they're
their
very,
plans are.
they're very
And the
difficult to
officers,
get.
Look, this text video circulating.
Yes.
They put up welfare
Yes.
officers, social workers in the schools.
Yes.
Here the government can afford.
Could I
Then
ask you a
what the hell
question?
what are we really can afford? We need to get the system up and running. Often nobody has went to those schools to visit. I don't know if this text video story is going to be a matter of step under the carpet.
Okay.
The girls will be taken out of school
Yes.
and sent somewhere else, and the guys probably
Yes.
going to still go to school, qualify themselves,
Yes.
and still be there to torture and molest many young girls
Okay.
in the school system. Thank you.
Thank you very
I
much.
wanted to ask him a question,
Yes.
Mr. Sharma, but he's gone.
Yes,
The question for him is this,
yes,
and I agree with him, and I've
Yeah.
said it many times. We need a fundamental clear out of the institutions, the old institutional power, because those kinds of people, the permanent secretaries that have been there in the past, have held officials and who are appointed. Look at what's the chaos in the teachers commission. What do you call it? Where Mr. Ramson's wife is a chairperson. The teachers have been complaining persistently.
okay.
But when this government tried to make changes, Jagdeo and the rest of them say that the government is discriminating. We have asked them many times, bring the list of people that you say that the government is racially discriminating against. What the government is doing that they don't like is to bring back law and order in this country, so morality that you talk about over and over again can prevail. You can't have morality if you have a disordered or lawless society.
Call in here, hello?
Hi, good afternoon,
Good
gentlemen.
afternoon.
First thing, Mr. Sharma.
Yes,
I really respect your program,
Yeah.
Voice of the People.
yes,
I think your program is a key and a very important program.
Yes.
First of all, let me hail up my brother Rastaman. I think Rastaman is really doing an excellent job
Yes.
because he is fully conscious on the day-to-day happenings
yes,
Yeah.
happening 50 years ago.
yes,
Now, Mr. Sham, I think your station is the voice of the people and the voice for the voiceless.
yes,
It's your program an opportunity
yes,
to listen
Yes.
to people's issues and problems
Yes.
that are affecting them,
yes,
being implemented by governments and
Yes.
agencies of the country.
yes.
But you would have a fair knowledge of what
Okay.
is happening.
That's exactly what you're doing.
Right, it's simple for the parking meter
Yes,
situation.
yes.
Now, as my brother with the Rastaman
Okay.
said, it's not a political event that happened the other day. It's a new atmosphere that was created by the people themselves because
Yes.
the people, the Guyanese people see that, hey,
Yes,
we cannot carry another load again like that, so we have to stand up for our rights.
Okay.
Hey, we are not ready for that.
yes,
Right? So we really need to move away, Mr.
Okay.
Hammond, we need to move away from this, what the PNC did,
Okay.
what the PPP did, this is a new government, and
Yes.
if things are happening and it's affecting the people,
Yes.
people must have a right to stand up and say, hey,
okay,
going in the wrong direction, and what you're doing is affecting us.
okay,
Right? And we need to move away from this way of Jagan did this and Barrett did this, and Pike did this, and Bonham did this. That is 50 years ago story. We still bringing into our the present day situation. We need to get rid of that. That already happened. That is the past. We voted for a change. Now we see the change that we voted for is not. It's not a change. It probably is getting worse. But we don't do it.
Why you say that?
People can change it.
Okay.
If we change our thinking pattern, like with your forum, Mr. Cham, you have a good forum there. If we change our thinking pattern and start educating society, people that listen to your program, hey, we are looking for a way forward.
Thank you.
We're not looking to condemn and criticize and what we inherit. We inherit nothing from the PNC when the PUP gained power. The same thing happened with the PUP for 23 years. We inherit the same thing. We have a new government now which we're looking to change all of that. We don't want to look back to that. We want to see what will happen for us in the future.
Thank you very much.
Now, to be honest, country is dragging Mr. Sharma. I'm out there on the road. The money is not making it. If you walk down, it's like a skeleton.
That's true.
And we have to understand and accept that.
Great point.
We cannot sit there and say we have to wait for these measures to take place and happen and become a reality. No, it's a reality showing you that things are not happening in the country.
Rama is very thin-skinned. You know, you can't take that.
Again, businesses are dragging.
I am saying...
Mr. Sharma, we ourselves will come together, put our heads together and say, hey, we can find solutions. We can find ways and means to solve these issues. It's no why the mayor and city council are not where they are. It's because they want to have a one-man show. It's not a one-man show, it's a democratic country. You need to have consultation with the people. The mainstream of the people was not consulted with the party maker situation. If they had consulted with the mainstream people, they would not have faced it. And let me tell you, Mr. Sharma, just my last point. This party meter started ending up like a mafia style. I thought our city was being taken away from us because we were being brutally assaulted, brutally locked in our vehicles, and we were told if we can't pay $7,000 to take it out, it will be a $7,000 every day fine. I think the president did to take our vehicles. That is mafia style.
It's called extortion.
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 Extortion. People have a right to stand up for that, Mr. Sharma. It's not right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
But I understand the president really look at this matter.
Yeah, but
Yes.
Well, I want to ask you about education.
Yes.
Speaking about education.
Yes.
Now, look at you. We have the police right on the nose at breakdown. We have the Ministry of Human Services right on the nose by the fire service.
Yes.
Look at the madness is going from Monday to Friday with the school children at the bus park, at the firefight bus park, and all the rest of the bus park. What are you? How many times do we ask you to go and film it and then publish it? You are saying you're listening, but nobody does anything. We are speaking about that. Every Monday to Friday is madness at the bus park.
You're going to join us? You're going to join you?
No lie. We are saying this and that. That's the expert. We're talking about doing this and doing that with school children and school and moving children, girls and bikes. That's what not him solve them. At the end of the day, we go back together and get what they need. But they solve the matter. The police is right there. The women's service just said no, drop away. And they're supposed to be every day for solve the matter. You have to go there. I saw a there. The constable was telling a young man, get out of the barrier and go into the bus. You know what the young man tell the police, the officer? You cannot touch me. Now, you're part of the world. You can tell an officer, do not touch me. It was in America or something. It's fucking so stupid. They would never realize if you to get that from a police officer. No,
Thank you very much.
Speak to a police officer in that manner when a school children. They have to get some sort of respect to police and officers in the country. But in this country here, we talk for nothing next year and all lawlessness. We just talking and
let me take some more call. Some more call, please. Call go in here, please. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Yes, I just want you to ask me one question. I want to know, President King, he has more power more than the...
No, you get more power. You have power like the president of this country.
No, because when the party meet up, I don't see the deputy mayor. I mean, I see the mayor and then I see Right King, because I don't see the deputy mayor.
You have the power. We, the people of the country, have the power.
The people have all the power in this country.
I pour this wall. I mean, I work on school ship. I pour this wall, and I see when big guy is go to certain places, we spin up the socks immediately when it comes to discipline.
Good, great point.
You understand?
Okay.
So, I mean, I went to Singapore, I went to
Yeah.
most countries, and I
Okay.
see most Guyanese, like, when they reach to the States or reach to England or Canada, they
Yeah.
pull up the sacks.
Okay.
But we don't want to spend no money in the country when it comes to
That's right. That's
certain
right.
things. But,
That's right.
yeah.
Thank you very much. Caller in here, please. Hello.
Yeah, Mr. Sharma.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, greetings to Mr. Sharma, the
Yeah,
man in
yeah.
Rastafari.
Yes.
Yeah, enough respect.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Sharma, you know, Guyanese people so lawless in this country
Yes.
that we are accustomed to the lawlessness, we don't want harder.
Yes.
Now, when the Barbies River Bridge was built,
Yes.
everybody had to pay the price. They took out people money from the bank and do all kind of thing. And there was no big protesting.
Okay.
Now, with the parking meter, we need art in the city because when the cars don't take over the city, the
Okay.
businessmen are talking. But sometimes you can't even get to go in stores when the cars don't
Okay.
line up and take over the whole place. All I gotta need is we drop the price and get harder because we need art in the city. You understand? I
Yeah.
was in the cleanup campaign.
Yes.
When you clean in the city, they're dirty and costing
Okay,
you
okay.
and telling you all kind of evil
Yeah,
things. And you trying to restore the city and make it a proper garden city again. Guyanese people are too lawless.
Okay.
You understand? And the children see the lawlessness of the big people and they're doing the same thing. They have no respect. The children curse, they talk what they like, and if you rebuke them,
Yes.
the young stupid parents of
Yes,
today
yes.
would even go and abuse the
Okay.
teacher and cut down the teachers them. So unless we the big people don't have respect for each other and love each other and bond this, who is Negro and who is Indian or who is Bok and who is this, the children will do the same thing.
Okay.
If we don't stop fighting on each other, the children is not going to stop the dance.
Okay.
So what we need is the big people got to
Yes.
come together and stop
Okay.
talking and unity.
Okay, thank you very much.
And live unity.
Thank you. Call in here. Hello.
Yes, I have one question
Yes.
concerning the parking meter.
Yes.
My point is, okay,
Yes.
I agree with Carl just now, but Guyanese do stuff when they go into different countries.
Yes.
My question is, why was that contract throughout to Guyanese? And see if Guyanese could have built those parking meters and put it in place.
Yes.
Exactly.
Secondly,
Yes.
why is that company have to get 80%?
Yeah.
Yes.
And we need money in Guyana.
Yes.
The foreign currency going
Everybody
in.
says
Yes.
Guyana is a poor country, but like City Hall rich, we kind of giving 80%.
Yes. Yes.
I have no power parking.
Yes.
That's a fact,
Could have
yes.
done if the country was benefiting.
Yeah. Yes.
That's right. That's very important.
80% of
Yeah.
the money, I would have paid the parking meter for $200 fine me. But the country ain't getting that money.
Good point.
Then the ignorance to the
There's a protest
statement
against that.
they are
Yes.
making about Guyanese
Okay.
with slave and something to the effect that's circulating in the news.
Address that line.
We are Guyanese, whether you're black, white, blue, or green. And we ought to respect each other. And foreigners in the years go by history show. The colonial days they come and they rape the Caribbean
Yes,
of all the wealth.
Very important point.
And now they want to come and do it again in a
Okay.
different manner.
Exactly.
Very
That
good.
is
Very good.
nonsense.
Very good point.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well
She
spoken.
made a very significant point that the man has the gall to say that we have slave and indentured mentality.
When this is him, it's the reverse.
Yes,
It's the
yes.
reverse.
That's a, I mean, for a man to come
was
to our
deliberate in
country
doing that.
to insult our integrity and
Exactly.
intelligence.
Intelligence.
How could you have a company to do that? And nobody has said, the mayor of Georgetown hasn't rebuked him, hasn't said a single word for a
Well,
man
well-
come to the country to try to
well,
tell us
No,
nonsense.
no, no, no.
about-
That guy who made the statement is Guyanese.
No,
Brother
but,
Bush.
but the fact that he's
No,
saying that on the,
because
as,
he-
a, as
we-
a
we know-
director of the company,
We know something behind the scene, but
Well,
anyhow.
it's a
Anyway.
total disrespect for us.
Yeah.
My,
Yes.
Yes, Ian,
Yes.
what I was saying is
Yes.
that there is owed, the city council is owed 22 billion, according to reports in the papers, accumulated interest, including accumulated interest.
But who
at
wants
December
to-
why are they making efforts
Yes.
to collect that
Collect
money?
the money,
The
that's
same
right,
way,
yes,
the
yes.
vigorous campaign to
Yeah,
camp
yeah,
cars,
yeah.
are they going to go out and seize property?
Yeah.
What are they doing? We want to know what we are owed 22 billion. Why don't we try to get that money? Okay, now with the parking meter, they're looking for other ways of raising revenue. The parking meter project, as we said, was ill-conceived. That lady is right. We should have done it ourselves. I don't know if we can revise the contract now, but if so, why don't we revise it as our friend here said, 51% for us and see what can be done there. And then have it at a reasonable level, $50 an hour.
Yeah.
And also, don't go into residential areas.
That's right.
You know, because in Guyana we have people living in a house behind, when they have to park on the
Give-
street,
give
you're
the
going to put
residents-
people,
Okay,
put
well,
the whole
that's-
country.
Give
And
the-
then let us bring in the big buses.
Yes.
Let us have buses for the retirees and the disabled and whatnot in the city, so they can move along. you
Yeah,
know.
and we get some from you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to know what happened to the SWAT team, SWAT. The police supposed to have set up a SWAT team.
Yes.
The kind of crimes we got happening right now, we need a SWAT in action. Where is the SWAT? More than that, where is the policy on crime fighting that we're supposed to enact? Because it seems that crime is now spiraling out of
Yeah.
order. People are becoming real brazen now. That baby that got killed in that fire up on East Bank is my third cousin. Yeah, Michelle Miniz is my second cousin, it's our people's. I felt so worked up that I felt of going on a homicidal rampage. And a lot of people, no,
You would have been a Bronson, Charles Bronson.
that is possible. And a lot of people have that state of mind in this country right now over crime.
No,
I gotta vent it out. I know.
Next point is
Here's
important thing.
people are not
Yes.
getting justice
Okay.
based on crimes that are being committed against them and their family. And it's getting larger and larger. There's a monster growing in this country called crime. I will if I step up to the plate and become a crime fighter. You hear that? And if every one of us have the same frame of mind, the crime that is being spawned right under your very noses could be nipped in the bud. A lot of crime is being planned in people's presence and they say nothing because they hope to get a kickback off of crime.
Okay.
A lot of people sending the children out to commit crime, hoping to get a money coming into the house. It's that bad in this country right now that crime has become the next economy in this country. And we got to do something about it. Look, it may seem peculiar that I, as a Rasta man, talking so acid about it. But you know what crime does?
Yeah.
It sucks the energy out of your system.
Okay.
And right now, our malaise in this country revolves around the crime situation.
That's true.
That's why with the city
And
council.
Mr. Ramjatan,
Yeah.
if you need help, call Rasli Ansal.
Okay.
Trust me, as a crime fighter.
Yeah.
No, when we spoke with the city council closing on the wash
All
bays, we
same
said the same
Sherman.
thing. They're leaving these youth. What do you expect them to do if you don't train them, if you don't have skills?
Man.
You know?
Here, how you could beat crime. All them youth man who gonna commit crime need money. They have skills. We have to have a agency or task force to go out and get to these men them who want to commit crime and move them into a different direction. National Service helped in that regard back then.
Mr. Rahman, some of your views.
No,
Quick.
taking on from what he
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
What he said is
Yeah.
exactly what should be done.
Okay.
Not only that there is crime, but there is worse yet, the fear of crime.
Okay.
Because no one knows what is going to happen
When?
the next day to them. Whether they walk on the street, whether they're in a bus, you sit in the bus, somebody steal your phone, they run off, you are in their house, you're not safe. So we have said it many times. We have to look at the cause of crime
Aye,
and we have to answer.
aye.
That is employment
Yeah.
for young people.
Proper
Now,
training,
we
moral
need to
training.
be able,
employment.
we can't say, look, a government cannot say that people must go and find job. That is not a responsible government.
But-
The
but-
government has to create the
environment.
opportunity,
Yeah.
the opportunity.
Yes.
That is why I insist that if you set up the agricultural and industrial bank and you encourage people to go and farm and give them lands, we have millions of acres of land, you clear the lands and you help them, you set up the bank so that they can go and borrow money.
And you
That's
can't-
how you
and you
create
can't have the VAT on
opportunities for people.
education. No VAT
But
on
if you,
education.
if you are afraid to set up these institutions when it's in your manifesto and you fail to do that, then you can't blame the people.
And no VAT
Vasco,
on
what's your view of agriculture now? You answer, you're doing
Where
agriculture.
agriculture,
Yes.
let me say this.
Yes.
In our newspaper, there are
Yes.
6 Chinese East Indian stores that are selling avocado, pear we call it here, 6 pears for $3 Canadian. You can, I doubt you can get 6 avocado here for $1,000.
You can't.
Why are they farming in the Caribbean and selling it cheaper to diaspora out there? The brother is right. If we have the land, give it to the people, let them, and bring, give the farming. We were supposed to be the
Bread
bread basket.
Of the
How
country.
many years? That's an opportunity
Mr.
perhaps.
Bhaskar, let me tell you, we have one of the richest country in this region. we have a population of less than 1 million. But yet, we have people begging on the street. Yet, we have people who are homeless. And we are not having, it is moving, but it's moving too slow.
I can tell
You go to other countries and the Ministry of Labor, you go there and you look at the board and you can see vacancies for jobs. So the employers, they tell you what jobs they have, and they even train you on the spot for jobs. So the people, some of these people who are there in positions of authority, you see I can't call people names,
Yes.
are pretty useless.
Yes,
and they need to be removed.
But also, when you match that with a system that is employed in this country of economy called the neoliberal economics, it has moved to the other extreme to when Boredom was in
you must
power
say things as it is.
and had socialist policies in place.
Don't hide behind the wall. We are running a capitalist economy.
Right.
And it is a rotten capitalist
Right.
system.
We're following a bad system.
And that's right. And we have to go back to some of the basic things that this country, that Mr. Burnham
So
put
why
in-
do we
put
have
in
to
place.
follow
That
IMF
Mr.
prescriptions?
That Mr. Jagan, when he was the premier of this country, had a perfect agricultural system. You would remember Tapakuma project, you
Yes,
remember
of course.
Black Bush project,
Yes.
and you remember Burusiri projects.
Good.
Those projects were implemented when I was a little boy by Dr. Jagan when he was premier in this country. When Burnham came into being, he also continued a lot of those policies. The buy local and plant local and eat local are slogans that need to come back.
Excellent.
But more than that,
And it has to be a conscious,
Yes.
a conscious effort
Hold
to
on,
do.
hold on,
There has to be, Mr. Sharma,
Yes.
there has to be a conscious effort. And if you have a Minister of Agriculture who doesn't come and talk to people, you can't solve these problems.
Call your name.
Mr. Sharma,
Yes.
coming back to it when you guys talk about the pandits,
Yes.
the Guyana Pandits Council Supervisor, not Sharma,
Yes.
I think has 13 young pandits. These are the future pandits of tomorrow.
Bandits?
Yeah. No. Can't say about that now, but you know.
About 13 or more of them.
Yeah.
And the government is also training people, but I'm not seeing any of the young youth.
Yes.
Government has one pandit, Jagmohan.
Yes.
But whenever you see Padre Donation is doing something, he's giving the youngsters a chance to even read Latiners that he would come them the art.
Yes.
You understand? So, I mean, I could do until we have.
Okay.
Now, secondly,
It's good to hear that, brother.
Kushi name the party, Mr. Man.
Yes.
He's calling Guyanese, you all possesses the mentality of slaves
And
the
indentureship.
servants. Now
Yeah.
tell me, you call a Guyanese that is the same Guyanese people you want blasted money from?
Okay.
Huh? What nonsense is this?
Exactly.
Mr. Sharma,
Yes.
it's on Facebook, that's what he said, yes, on a comment he made today.
Okay.
Now, secondly, you guys are doing a good program, but where are the ministers of government, of this country, members of parliament, and the policy makers? You can bring them here to answer questions to the damn public.
But they don't want to come?
No, they don't have time with y'all.
Yes.
If everything in this country is,
Yes.
when you don't vote for that, kiss the ass
Okay,
people.
okay.
These are people power to enjoy the luxury.
Yeah. Thank you very
All
much.
the poor man suffering,
Yeah.
the ministers of government get take the great guy, Paul.
Yeah.
So apparently last, I see back at all for a couple weeks now.
Okay.
Guy
Done.
Paul should come there and praise the nation. So as the president, the prime minister, Ramjatan, everybody who is older, got to use everybody.
Here. Good
They're
point.
just locked up in a shell now, they get power.
Yes, good
There is
point.
no meeting a member to the public. I was spoken about this street in Dan Rock Street down there.
Yes.
The camp takes something down there and across system.
Okay.
They're not getting the job done. They don't care to get into the communities or constituencies and see what's affecting the people.
Couldn't make a note
We
of
need
this
light in
place.
many areas.
Yes.
to come to criminals.
Where the area you talking about?
Yes.
Kitty.
In Kitty?
Yeah,
Yes.
You will come to body.
Yeah.
He has said it many times.
Yes.
And those
All right?
councillors
Yeah.
who
Thank you
are-
very much.
Welcome.
the city council should be
Call your name.
listening to this
Hi, good
program.
afternoon,
Good
Mr.
afternoon.
Thomas.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
you are doing a very good job, especially the man to the end there, camp, Mr. Rahman.
Yes.
Mr. Rahman, just keep doing what you're doing. You must get criticisms. Your point is be valuable.
He didn't skin limit.
Right?
Yeah.
Rastaman, I miss you from the programs couple morning,
Yes.
man.
He was not good. He's not well.
No, I was very well. I was working on my newspaper called Unite.
Oh, okay.
I was helping to raise my little son that I just got, and I was just helping work with people in the community. I was busy on the ground.
Okay.
Mr.
Chama,
yes.
now the situation in the city with the parking meter. The parking meter, it will stay. Let me say it will stay, but the problem is that the rates, they should get the rates down. The contracting team and the city council should sit again and review it in the best interest of business and for Guyanese.
Yeah.
Now they should get the rate down and get the thing going. The thing, at least the rate, if they bring the rate down to about $50, because then you calculate if a man going to pull in from one spot, he may not spend an hour, he might spend 15 minutes. And if they get 4 vehicles pull in within the 1 hour, they will still make the same $200, right?
Yeah, that's
so
true.
I think they should review it. They cannot lose, but they should review it. Now, you buy Mr. Trump, man. Mr. Trump is?
Yes.
You see what people, Mr. Trump, they're wronged up with this immigration thing. Talk about it. The man is a serious man.
Yeah, very serious.
So whether Democrats or Republicans, these people don't care. These people working in the interest of the citizens of America. Now come back to the city council. The mayor and the town clerk, as I heard you are saying that they've been owed by people so many billions of dollars. Come on, we have to carry to court. Carry them to court. Get your money. Run the city.
Or seize the property.
Don't watch politics. Whether who win or who run in the country.
Yes.
Don't watch politics. If you got to grease the engine, grease the Mr. Trump is greasing the engine.
Yes.
Now he's promising new orders again for immigration, and he tell the people, look, I like surprises, man. I'll answer by Monday. And he's going to do it.
Yes.
He's doing what he says he's going to do.
That's exactly what he's doing.
Right?
Yes.
And so for the town clerk and the mayor, if they're fighting for do the work, they deserve the thing and give somebody else the job, let somebody else do the work. You understand?
Okay. Thank you very much.
Good.
Pascal, what do you think about the...
I'm really glad
with
to
Trump,
know.
with Trump.
Oh, Donald Trump?
Donald Trump.
Well, he's our partner in
Yes.
Canada, and the States are the world's largest trading partner. And they have many millions of friends and Muslims that we have. It's unfortunate that some systems are in place now that I'm told that if you come to Canada and you
get political asylum.
yes, you still have to be bothered of going back. And these are places like Roshan Khan, who was the radio man, was worried. He came to Toronto so many times, but was worried going back to New York. But I'm sure that if he's well thinking, as the gentleman said, he works for America, he can probably do something good. But generally, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad that this platform has become so effective. Yourself, Mr. Sankey, the gentleman.
What do you think Trump can do for Guyana? Knowing that he has that guy from Extortion as his top man now, what do you think he can do?
I think that looking at 1 million Guyanese will vote for him the next election, he should do well for Guyana. And I'm sure that our president's tongue is even sweeter than his to get his attention here.
No, when you think with Trump now, Trump didn't just fall out of the sky. Trump was prophesied. If you check Revelations in the Bible, you'll see the personality of Trump there. Yeah, I'm serious. Now that Trump has arisen, the Antichrist has arisen, or another manifestation of the Antichrist. It means that people like us who believe in the Almighty God and believe in good, we have to become more energetic.
So what is he going to bring? What is he going to bring forward?
What Trump is going to bring forward? Clarity. Clarity on people's issues of who they are, where they're from, and where they're going.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon to you, Mr. Sharma, your panel.
Yes.
I think most of your contributions to the program.
The Ministry of Labor should have a properly functioning manpower unit. You know, where
the matching jobs,
information of the matching job, where information of jobs available in private and public sector is feeded into the computers, and then people can go there and who are interested in jobs. I don't know how it functions.
It's a labor exchange.
Yes.
Where employers.
It was.
Good afternoon. Yes.
I would like to say something concerning
Yes.
the killings and what's going on in this country.
Too much kill, too many killing, too many
Now,
killing.
I think we should let
Yeah.
us all
Yes.
go back. Some of us, we call ourselves Christians. We know the Bible from the beginning, from Adam and Eve to where it is today. And if you go back to the Bible, you will see what they had to do to control crime in any country. They hang you, they do all sorts of things.
An eye for an eye, a tooth for a
Christ
tooth.
was hanged, and he did nothing at all. Now we have this situation in this country. I think the president and the ministers, they should come back and bring hanging here for 6 months to let the people see,
Public?
do something
Public
wrong,
hanging?
let the public see that you do wrong, you must be punished. But you giving people putting them up
Thank you
in
very much. Thank you very much.
Making a good point.
This is a final caller we got in here.
You know.
Connie, you're on the final caller. Hello?
Mr. Sharma, do you all get fed up?
Yes.
No.
It's high time now.
Petition to be filed.
Yes.
One, that you could get a radio station that we could get further coverage in this country. That we could know the truth because 90.1 FM is dominating. And it's spreading a lot of propaganda. It is inciting a lot of racial tension from the opposition. And if it got to be a petition, and instead of filing to get an award, we believe you need an extension of your channel.
Yes.
I want you gentlemen, I made reference already about you, the brother talk about the fire and the fire service thing there.
Yes.
And I understand they was thinking about put it was parked somewhere beside forever by Yamaha side there. I believe these people need to sit down and think, and they could only get a good idea if they listen to the viewing public. We are stupid. We need all the bus, man, all the bus from all the region coming right that we start between Starbuck Market and Demico. Move the fire service, they always late. Leave the building, make a supermarket there, and enclose the whole area, leave the people there. So when people come to work, they could pick up what they want there. When they leave work, they could pick up what they want there. They will be the market. They don't be the score point for everybody. Instead of talking about carrying things on carry. These people need to sit down and think. We are not stupid. That's what we put them to lead.
Thank you very much.
You know what I mean? You have to need a petition, file the petition. We need a radio station that put
Yes,
good point. You have the answer for the radio station. I will address the radio station.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Michael, what do you think about the radio station?
Exactly.
Expand my radio station.
And you haven't given
It is very much needed. Because what we need now is balance. Even though the government has got its own TV channels and TV radio stations, the government is not employing people who have passion about this country. They just think about a pay packet. So even when they go to do their jobs, they're not really thinking about promoting Guyana.
Great point. Great point. You know who comes to mind? Go ahead.
So 90.1, they have a reason for disseminating their information. That's a political party station. Guyana has got to have independent stations like yours, where people of passion like us could be dealing with matters of interest. The Guyanese on the whole are not being partisan and unbalanced. That's the first thing. The next thing I want to mention is that this Best Village competition that's been launched is a very great idea. I used to be touting this all the time. No, we shouldn't only have Best Village competition around the country. We need to have a Best Ward competition in Georgetown where each ward, the 13 wards, strive to be the best. Because this would do a couple of things. It would motivate people to look out for themselves and look out for the environment, and they could also be more of a mobilization effort for people to work together.
What do you think about extend my signal in Barbary area?
I thought you had radio signals before. But now we have equality radio in Ontario. Which means what the brother is saying, anybody can go to eastfm.ca and listen to equality radio all of Ontario. So the government can piggyback on that. We had the brothers from WPTA radio. All the diaspora strength is 1.something million.
But I don't know what they want. I don't know what they want. I don't know what they want to give me radio station. I don't know why they're frightened.
Well, because everybody listens to radio. Everybody listens to radio. You don't have to be physically looking at the TV. You can hear it on the computers.
Radio is very important.
Rama, why do you do give me the radio station?
I am as I've said many times.
Yes.
I don't understand.
Yes.
And you say I mustn't call names.
Yeah, don't call
But
me.
the point is.
Yeah, don't call it, please.
The point is that
Yes.
we're in a state where you're
Yes.
told not to call
Yes,
the
yes.
names of people who are
Yes.
supposed to be responsible.
Hmm.
I don't agree with that. I'll tell you why I don't agree with that. Because I fought too hard to be able to express myself and the other thousands of other brothers and sisters to be able to express themselves, to call this program and to express their feelings and their thinking.
Yes.
And that is being denied because we don't have what is called accountability.
Yes.
When a government is elected and officials of government are elected, they must come to make themselves available to be questioned by, it happens in Canada, happens in the United States of America, happens in every other civilized country in this world. Guyana is not an uncivilized, but there are a certain section of people
Great point,
who
great point.
want to make us uncivilized. They got to be criticized. And severely criticized. Look, this morning I went to the store, I met Mr. Norton, the Minister of Social Cohesion,
Yes.
and I had a good discussion with him, and I made some constructive ideas, and he said, look, let's meet and talk.
Yeah.
Now, whatever other people may say about him, I think he's an approachable person. He's simple and he's kind. I agree with what you said. Our ministers must come and talk to our people. The people who are in charge of the Ministry of Information, they are operating just like the last government. I don't see any difference between what the last government did
Great point.
to your station, where they closed it down several times, where they threatened you and they had the hammer on top of you.
What happened to the broadcasting body?
To say that if you say so, if you call somebody's name, that you will be closed down, that you'll be... That cannot happen, Mr. Shah.
It's like muzzling you.
We cannot live in a situation of a democratic
But that happened
state,
by Jagdeo regime.
in a situation of fear. We cannot. I may not be able to call people's name on your station, but I am looking for other stations where I can call names and then let them sue me. I am on my Facebook. Let them sue me on Facebook because I'll put their faces there and I'll call their names. Because I think that they were these individuals who don't want their names to be called, they were elected and they must
And
be
have an
accountable.
obligation.
And they have an
Your
obligation.
closing remark.
Okay, my
Make
closing
it short, make
remarks
it
is
short,
this.
Yes.
We're entering into an era called people's power again. And we got to use that responsibly because people's power will make us don't have dictators. And right now, there is a tendency for dictatorship to creep in. So big up the people's power and to the third force that's manifesting itself.
Hear those people. who came
Aye,
out on
one
the
love, and remember, the Almighty is the Almighty and He's in charge. Jah!
Your closing remarks,
Yes,
please.
Ian, concerning the radio and TV licenses,
Yes,
it's
go ahead.
almost 2 years, 3 months short of 2 years. The government needs to act decisively, and so you can get your radio license. Take steps to ensure that body is functioning where the guy in charge went away now. It's ridiculous. 2 years, we need to do something. Now, with the parking meter issue, definitely something needs to be done. If the contract cannot be revised, and I'm sure we agree that 51, we should get 51%. We don't want we're losing foreign currency. Why should we be going back to that stage? Like if in the old days of sugar and so on, where somebody...
Bashar, you final comment.
Well, sir, thank you very much to be here tomorrow. I'm on radio, although I'm in Guyana. Our program is playing tomorrow, eastfm.ca, and you can hear that. Anyone with a computer can listen to Equality Radio in Canada, eastfm.ca. You piggyback on that, and that's your radio program, brother. Thank you, sir.
Rama, your closing remarks.
I repeat, the central issue is about the parking meter. We must demand that we get 51% of the proceeds.
Good point.
Not more than $50 per hour. With a rotation system where if you come back, then you can then pay another amount. Residence permit. Residents who live in the city of Georgetown must have residence permit, so they can park freely. And then you must have what is called elderly and disabled
Okay.
parking permits
Okay.
too.
Right.
So that everybody is satisfied, everybody is
Thank
needs
you
are
for
met.
watching. Have a nice day. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Ja.